Hello, I'm Mark Richardson, and I'm here to help you a little bit with the All-State excerpts for trombone for the 2025. The first one is the Bordogni. What we want to do is really strive for having that motion and lightness. So it says andantino con moto, it should be going forward. Leggero is light. For something like this, it's somewhat easy to get into a rather slow and laborious playing. So it's not necessarily bad, but it doesn't have that forward momentum and that lightness. So it doesn't necessarily need to go at 72 per se, but it should have that feeling of going forward. Should almost feel like you are at a carnival or something like that. It's kind of a light walking forward feeling. Before you begin attempting this, really make sure that you are very comfortable with your C scale and also your G scale. Even though the beginning indicates the key of C, and the whole thing really is in the key of C, it starts off very close to a G center. In fact, if I didn't know better, I would feel like I'm in the key of G. It doesn't really go to C until the very end of that first phrase. Then we're finally in a strong C. When you get to your grace notes, the grace note should not have the emphasis. It should be the note afterwards. A lot of times people will try and play it too hard and too short, and we get something like, we want to make something not as short as that. Bum bum ba-dum bum ba-dum bum bum. Should feel like it is intentional, not a mistake. So make sure that everything is kept, again, light, even for the grace notes further on down. When you get to some of these scalar passages, I usually like to take some time and play them without my tongue, because my tongue can get in the way. Even though there will be a little bit of smear, I want to take the tongue out and really feel like I'm blowing through. I'm really working on where the slide should be and a smooth airstream going through. Then I can put the tongue back in. Not as good. I'll try it again. I'll work on that first one. The only other thing that I might suggest is, as far as music goes, all it gives you is the piano in the beginning and leggero. There are no other musical markings other than the rallentando at the end of what to do. That does not mean that you should play the same volume throughout the piece. For something like this, it also means that you should not necessarily be strictly metronomic. You should have that pulse going in the back, but there are times when you can feel like you're going a little bit forward, you're pulling a little bit back, especially maybe at the end of a phrase. All right, so let's see what we can do with this. Tyrell etude is also marked leggero. It's light. In the beginning it says piano. As with the previous, it doesn't mean that all of it should be in a really soft sound, but it, at the very least, should not be terribly heavy. So we don't want to be loud and it sounds very Russian. We want to have that idea of lightness. The spiritoso, it should feel like a dance. When you are working on it, it's actually somewhat slow. It has eighth note as 144. We want to get the idea of something of a slow waltz. So what you can also do is start your metronome at the 144, but then divide it by 3, which would be about, 42-ish. You can put the subdivision on there, but the whole thing I want to feel like it's in that like it is a slow waltz, a dance, rather than each individual note. All right, when we get to some of the faster notes, we do want them to have a little bit of space, but don't over-articulate your staccato notes. For the heavy rooftops, I would suggest in this particular style to really think of just simply making them longer rather than much more articulate. All right, let's see how we do with this one. Well, some spots to work on for sure, but enjoy yourself and good luck.